fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Izuku Midoriya, who, after taking over an underground Lycan fight club, he was about to give orders to his people. And this is whenever pro heroes did break in. Midoriya and Bakugo both encountering blast from their past. Now, Bakugo does somewhat remember Izuku, for the simple fact that he knows who Hisashi Midoriya is, the man who suddenly died from an explosion in their apartment building, whenever he was a young child. And he does remember their son vaguely, Izuku Midoriya, if he's correct. And this guy, he just confirmed that name. Now, Bakugo does know that Midoriya was quirkless. Now, with that being said, let's cut over to Izuku, who, the next morning, he actually does seem very annoyed, as he is sitting outside of the convent, and watching as the sun does rise up. Now, you do have Celine, who would come walking out, as many vampires do actually go to hide inside, fearing the sunlight. Now, she actually would sit down next to Midoriya, who was just sitting in the grass with a cup of coffee next to him. As Celine is asking exactly why does he have that? Oh, I can't savor the taste anymore, but it's still nice to smell in the morning. I see. Yes, higher senses in a lichen. There's more flavors to everything. Can't enjoy them, however. That must be a pity. It is. So why are you here? Well, we do need to plan our next move going forwards. I'm aware. Anyways, death dealers. Which ones do you think that we can actually trust? That's a tricky question. The ones who have stayed, they all would be trustworthy by normal standards. However, these are death dealers. Their loyalty is only to the Covenant. The fact that any joined you at all shows that you have motivated them greatly. I see. Yes. Along with that, well, dropping formalities for a moment, Izuku, turning to her, as she does just say that he has been very busy, has he not? Yes, I have been. I have to be. Can't sleep very much. What was it? The first week someone tried to kill me, remember? That is easy to remember. Yeah. I have to have bodyguards posted at all times, and even then, they might kill me. Will I make sure that they do not? Oh, thank you for that. Yes, it is. Very good. However, have you not looked through our armory yet? No. Why? We do have more weapons than just those standardized bullets and silver knives. Death dealers have been battling Lycan for centuries. The weapons we have access to are special, and I believe that you would benefit from them greatly. Hmm? Okay. What's that got to do with anything? Well, I'm saying to take a break. Or actually bring her hand out and putting it on Midoriya's leg. Telling him that taking a break is something that all great leaders must do once in a while. Hmm? I can't. Can't or won't? Celine, this is new to me. Being in charge. For once, I'm not blending into the background. I'm making myself a known threat. And even then, I have a problem. Somebody from my past has popped up again. Hmm? Your past? Yep. I'm surprised to run into them. I didn't think I'd ever see them again. If I'm correct, the guy's name. I think it was. Shit. Blonde fuck. I can't think of it. Now, Roy would just say that he's a blonde guy. These are his facial features, and this is his description. Talking about how he also does possess a explosion quirk. I see. Now, Celine actually does break up her hand and go to block the sun. Talking about how it's actually very bright again. It does that all the time. Now, Roy actually would look down at Celine's hand, asking if being burned hurts a lot. Her specifying that it actually is very intense, and not something that they ever get used to. Now, Midoriya, he actually just put his hand on hers, telling her that this has all been quite strange though. Is it possible to ever get accustomed to any of this? I mean, I'm trying to, but I just can't. It's quite possible, yes. However, you do just need time. Everyone does. Now, with that being said, Roya and Celine, they do leave. As soon as they do both get inside, somebody does come walking up to them and give a little bit of information about somebody that the Lycans might be looking for. Now, with that being said, let us actually cut over to Bakugo Akatsuki. Roughly about 30 minutes later, where he's currently heading into work. Him at his Hero Association building with his hero costume. Him having it in a briefcase and sitting it down, as he does go to get his coffee for the morning and talk with other people, or other pros. Them all learning about what happened last night. As sitting in the room, there's a, well, board of events that are all connected together. And this case is talking about a serial killer. Now, the description is somewhat vague. However, it does talk about somebody with dark blue skin and claws. Now, it also does talk about canine-like features, as Bakugo does explain that he ran into that guy last night. Now, a police investigator actually does turn his head, hearing this, as he does inform them all that the guy, he seemed to be particularly strange. And even then, it's weird. I think I know this guy. The man turning around, asking him if he knows his actual name. I do, but it's not possible. As far as I'm aware, he died. Or went missing? I don't know. He's a cold case, that's the thing. Any tracks he had from whenever 15 odd years ago, or 16, I think, they're gone. Hmm? No one can hide themselves that well. Hmm? Well, I mean, yeah, but I remember his father, that's it. Even then, this guy was quirkless. Hmm? Quirkless. There's no way this guy's quirkless. Now, the police investigator does actually stand up and tell all the heroes in the room to calm down, trying to basically explain that they did an autopsy on the man who was found dead, with his spinal column ripped out. Explaining that this man not only did he consume large amounts of steroids, but there's also other things in his system, as he does actually state a lie, talking about how, and then this man's name and his quirk is this, attributing it to gigantification. Since things in his blood, or, well, let's just say, components of his blood do show signs of abnormalities, or what you could call a quote unquote quirk. Now, all of this information has been falsified and put on record by a Lycan police force. Now, Bakugo, he is confused by it all, as him and a few pros do actually stay after the police do leave. Bakugo actually trying to piece more and more events together. Now, he does also run it by a few other odd things. And over the course of a week, he would begin to start putting together a timeline. Now, actually, let's say over the course of a few months. Now, let us actually cut over to somewhere where we do cut back to Izuku Midoriya. Roughly about 2 weeks later, as it is a very, very big night in the city. There is currently a tech expose going on, and Midoriya and the Death Dealers, they are all actually on guard. Since tonight is the night where a few people will be unveiling new technology. And the Lycan believe that they can find somebody here tonight who can join their ranks and help them get better equipped and organized against vampires. Now, we do cut over to Midoriya, who he's currently walking around in a leather jacket. Him and Celine posing as a couple. Now, Midoriya does have his face covered and his hair tied back. Or his hair tied back. As him and Celine, they do both pose as if they're drunk. These two going into the off limits portion of the expose, or area where tech is being shown. Now, Midoriya and Celine, they're both moving rapidly and swaying back and forth, along with not showing off their words properly. As a security guard does go to walk up to both of them. Now, as this has happened, we do actually have Midoriya, who he does actually go to bring up his hand, before the security guard does go to reach out. Now, this is whenever Celine, she actually spot a camera about halfway down the hallway, and she would actually turn and grab Midoriya, going to push him against the wall as she does actually give him a kiss. The guard, taken by surprise, telling the two drunk lovebirds to get out of here, and that they can't be here tonight. As we do have Midoriya, who he does flip it on Celine. Now, the guard does actually go to bring his hand up onto their shoulder, as Celine she does actually take something out of Midoriya's pocket, putting it into her left hand as she does actually go to throw her hand up, as if she's going to actually jump on Midoriya. The object flying out of her hand and actually disabling the security camera, Before Midoriya, he actually has to go to turn around and grab the guy by his head. As he does press down very hard on a nerve cluster. The moment he actually does do that, the guy does go falling forwards. As he does actually fall against the wall and hurt his nose. Ah, geez, Celine. Midoriya would say. Him wiping off his mouth. Saying that she was a bit too rough there, wasn't she? Nothing you couldn't handle? Oh, really? Seemed a bit genuine, did it not? Well, had to make it look good. Oh, trust me, you did. But I made it look better. Doubtful. Now, Midoriya and her do both start walking down the hallway, as they're both taking out security cameras along the way. Now, we actually do have where somebody is putting the finishing touches on their technology, as they're going to unveil multiple different projects tonight. And they're currently rehearsing the words as they are talking. Music playing loud. Now, we actually do cut to outside the room, where Midori and Celine, they are both currently there. Now, Midoriya, he actually would go to open the door, after the two do take down the guards fairly quickly. As we do have a woman facing away from Midoriya, as she's currently welding something and fixing a last-minute malfunction. Now, Midoriya would step into the room along with Celine, her closing the door behind them, as she would actually bring her hand over and turn off the music. The person looking up before turning around and bringing up their mask, as we do have a blonde woman standing there. Who are you two? It does not matter who we are. Listen, you're in grave danger right now. I can see that. Get away from me. Her holding up her welder's torch, telling him that she's got a weapon, in a somewhat shaky voice. Now, she does actually go to reach her hand behind her, trying to activate the robots. Now, she actually would go to turn around. The moment she does see Midoriya, as he actually would grab her wrist or grab the torch and crush it, as she actually does go falling backwards onto her ass, as she would just somewhat scream. How? Wait, you teleported? A lot more complicated than that one, human. Human? Yeah. Listen to me. You're getting pulled into something bigger than the world you've already known. And yeah. Tonight's the night your life's gonna change forever. I hope you know that. Now, with that being said, this is whenever Celine, she actually would tell them that they have to move now. Now, Melissa would talk about how she does still have to give her speech and everything. She's going to win this year, or she's going to win an award this year. Midoriya telling her that she can at least get it sent to her in the mail. But for right now, they need to move. Now, this would be quite strange, as they're basically pushing Melissa out of the room. And this is whenever a group of people do actually appear down the hallway. Melissa turning her head and seeing them all, as Celine does actually look and actually go to bring out a weapon. Then what she actually does, all those people start to run towards them all. Midoriya actually going to bring out his own gun. The moment these two do pull firearms, we do have Melissa who does go turning and running off the opposite direction. The moment Midoriya actually would go to pull the trigger, he does turn his head. Melissa, not there. Turning around and seeing her. Shit. Now, Midoriya does just look at Celine, as he does actually begin to continuing continue firing. Now, the moment he actually does empty his magazine, he does turn and go after her. As Melissa, after running down the hallway, turning right and then continuing down at least 2 more ways, hearing the constant gunfire, she would encounter some lichen. Now, this lichen did ambush her, as they did hear her coming, and they are already in their lichen form. Now, the lichen does actually go to reach out and smash her against the wall, her being knocked down and actually hurt very bad, as the person does begin to start reverting backwards, her watching them turn human. As Melissa, she's currently just broken a few ribs, and is in, well, life or death. The lichen informing her that this is actually very special. He's going to give her a gift, and she can't waste it. Talking about how tomorrow will be the full moon. So this is a perfect time for them. She was born to be a lichen, born to be a werewolf. Now, the moment Melissa actually does hear those words, the lichen does actually go to sink his teeth down into her neck. As we do have Midoriya, who does actually turn the corner and see the lichen sink his teeth. Him actually running over at super speed and actually kicking the lichen's head clean off. Now, we do have Melissa who did see Midoriya's foot, as she does go to look up and see that he's actually starting to turn into the hybrid. Midoriya actually reaching down and picking her up, asking her if she's still conscious. Now, Midoriya does just say shit, as he does actually tell Celine that she's been bitten. Celine actually thinking the same thing. Shit. Now, the two are able to make their escape, since death dealers were actually keeping some lichen that they were able to encounter at bay. And they did actually load Melissa up into a van and take her back to the Covent. For now. Now then, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.